Today I would like to talk to you about our termite fumigation. And the question that I get quite a lot from our clients is, what separates Termite Terry Pest Control from all the rest? And the first thing that I would say when it comes to fumigations is careful measurements. You'd be astonished to find out that maybe 19 out of 20 termite inspectors do not know how to measure a home properly for a fumigation. And you've got to know the exact cubic volume of the house, because the cubic volume is what determines how much gas is going to be used for the process. And when collecting estimates, this is a very important question to remember, because not everyone will give you a full tank of gas when you have your home fumigated. They're thinking that you don't know any better. Fortunately, LTIP members do know now, because in order to be effective, you've got to put in a full tank of gas. And here are a couple of pictures of how we measure it. I use the tape measure, a roller tape, to measure around the exterior perimeter of the home. You measure eave overhang to overhang, include the patio, covers, decks, garages, etc. So it'll be a little bit larger than the advertised square footage of your home. Next step is you measure the peak of the roof, measure the eave overhangs and split the difference. And that'll give you your average height, multiply that times your new square footage, and you'll come up with a correct cubic volume. Next thing that makes us different than the rest is that we use the best quality heavy-duty tarps. These things are very expensive, and we could keep using the same ones over and over again, patching them up. But of course, once they get holy, they don't hold the gas in very well. So that's why we keep switching all the time. That adds cost. Next thing you want to do is carefully take your time and seal up the tarps. If it's not held down on the ground with a lot of sandbags, the gas can leak out, and then of course it's just a joke. Attention to details. Like in this case, you can see this utility panel down there. We take the time to take that up, seal it, so that the gas won't run out to the street. Gas meters are another good part that you want to be careful with. Where the gas pipes go through the tarp, you want to make sure you tape and seal those up so the gas won't leak out. Areas like this right here, where we've got a transition from the lawn to the pavement, we want to put some extra soil in there to keep the gas from leaking out. Or like in this case here, where we have the curb, we tape and seal this, put in a sandbag to hold it down, and some extra soil to seal the transition. Details, it takes a lot of time, but it makes all the difference in the world. A lot of clips to hold the tarps together. The wind may come up in the afternoon or the evening. We don't want the tent to blow off in the middle of the night, ruin the job, so clip it together really tight. And another thing that makes us real different is that we take our time and do our best to protect your plants. Here you can see where we went behind the plants, palm trees, sealed it up carefully. When we're done, hopefully the homeowner will never know we were there. Now, talking about creative wraps, this is a case here where they had a nice patio with all kinds of plants underneath. It would have been so much easier just to run the tent right down to the ground, but we would have killed everything. We took our time, went up and under, we're able to save them all. Another case here, this is the Harbor Lawn Mortuary. When they walk in the front door there, we didn't want to kill these plants, so we went up and under it. Or here, this is where you're going to be sitting in the chapel. There's an atrium. We didn't want people to look out the window there in the atrium and see all the dead plants. So we went up and under there and behind the plants so that when we pulled it off, everything was choice condition. Now, a lot of homes in Orange County have tile roofs, and a lot of homeowners are very concerned about that. But one of the things you'll love about our service is, like in this photograph, you'll see that the gentleman is wearing foam rubber shoes when he's walking on the roof. That really helps reduce the damage. Another good action shot. And another thing that we do that's different than the rest is we have these plywood sheets with foam rubber glued on the bottom to set on the roof. You know, yes, our guys are small, maybe 160 pounds, but you put a 100-pound tarp on his back, now he's 260 pounds. And if you put it on a roof without any protection, every step is broken tile. These tile boards really reduce the amount of damage, but of course it takes a lot more time. And so now that the building is all sealed, it's time to put in the gas. Here you can see where we have these gas cylinders that we hang on a scale. You'll see it's a digital scale. We invite our homeowners to stand there and watch. That way you can see how much gas is administered. And last but not least, the thing that makes us radically different, I don't know if anyone else is doing this now, is that after the home sets for 24 hours and before we release the gas, we test using this fumoscope to see how much gas is still in the home after 24 hours. If it were on the low side, we just simply tell the homeowner, hey, we didn't seal it up tight enough, we'll leave it on one extra night and put another tank of gas in for you. But like in this case here, you can see that we've got 5 ounces per 1,000 cubic feet after 24 hours. Shoot, that's more gas than most of my competition starts with. So that was a success. So that's how you can guarantee that your job is effective. Here's some examples of our work. This is a home up in Garden Grove. This is a shopping center we recently did in Yorba Linda. I'm not as good of a photographer as Shelley. This thing's about 400 feet long, and I had to stand way across the street to get that in there. Commercial building here in Costa Mesa we did recently. Citizens Bank down in Laguna Beach. And then here's Harbor Lawn Mortuary. Yeah. You
How'd you get that shot, Terry?
Oh,
How'd you get that shot?
a drone.
Drone? Okay.
Yeah. Shelley, you got to get one of those. Amazing. Yeah, and I tried photographing it from the street, but it didn't work. Now, not all fumigations are created equal. This is a good example. I won't mention any names, but you can see the condition of the tarp patches. I guess they ran out of spandex and brought an old crate out of the backyard. Big holes in the tarps. This is very common. Again, these tarps cost a fortune, and it's so much easier just to put it over the house and not tell anyone. But I'm telling you that as homeowners, if you hire someone, this is something you got to look out for. How long do you think it would take the gas to run out of that hole?
Pretty fast.
Now, here's a good example of plant treatment. You see all the plants down? Now you don't. But don't worry, nothing died because they didn't use any gas. Ah, it's true. Now here's another good example of a church. They fumigated this place, and I drove by, and I like to see what everybody else is doing, so I stopped and looked, and what the heck is this? You know, it doesn't look like they sealed it up. So I walked over there, and I walked inside of the tent like an hour after they had fumigated it, quote unquote, and there wasn't anything in there. Not at all. I'm walking around inside. What the heck is going on? And then here's another example. I was driving by a building and I saw that the tent looked like it was kind of falling in the trees. Well, let's take a look. And I
Let's get up on the roof.
I got up on the roof, I'll tell you what, here it is. Here's this big hole, and you can just walk right into, and this is like a shower curtain hanging down over a bathtub. They made no effort at all to seal it up. How long do you think it would take the gas to run out of that job? And so I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, which would you prefer? This or this?
Of course.
And our guarantee, all of our fumigations do come with a 2-year money-back guarantee. I'm not aware of anyone in California that offers that. If you find a colony of drywood termites anywhere within the structure, within 2 years after I fumigate it, we'll come back and refumigate the home free of charge, and we'll refund your entire investment. Yeah, just think about the mortuary. That was $17,000. I'll write them a check for 17 grand if they find termites anywhere in that place within 2 years. That's why I'm over there checking the gas gauge. I'm not in the mood.
Why was that good?
Make a lot of money selling termites.
That's right. And remember, at Termite Terry, we'll get rid of all your termites, or your treatment is free. Our hotel special again, have your home fumigated. I know Sheila Gershman did this not too long ago, and we'll give you a free 2-night stay at the Costa Mesa Ramada Inn, sleeps up to 5, pet-friendly refrigerator, coffee maker, free internet, heated pool, hot tub, fitness center. Of course, you can go across the street to Gil's Gym. That's even better, and only minutes from the beach. Offer expires July 31st, 2014. And I do have a special request to all our lieutenant members. I would really appreciate if you go on the Termite Terry's Pest Control webpage or Facebook page and like us. Only takes a minute. Or if you see one of our articles that we post, if you like it, I appreciate if you share it with your friends and neighbors. I want to thank you. Any questions?
How far do you go, Sherry?
When you're doing your little photos or your little like 10 copy thing, do you ever like report back to the business owner or the building owner and say, hey, FYI, you just wasted $5 grand or whatever on your fumigation?
No, you know, it's kind of tempting, but you don't get anywhere by putting down your competition like that, or I'm not a police officer, so I just kind of let it go. However, I don't mind taking a photograph and sharing with homeowners and saying that, hey, if you're gonna get it done, these are things you need to look out for. I really believe, and I'd encourage all of you to practice good customer education. People just don't understand why certain kinds of work cost so much money and why other people are, you know, doing it for 1/3 the price. There's a big difference. I could charge 1/3 of what I do now, but I couldn't deliver this kind of performance. Any other questions?
How far do you go to Riverside County?
We generally stay in the Orange County area. However, for special requests, you know, people that we know, we don't mind going out our way. I've done some work in Temecula, I've done some work in Malibu, you know, other places like that. But like I said, we've got to kind of know that it's a legitimate deal, and I apologize in advance. There'll be an extra charge for the travel time, but most of my clients don't care. They just want it done right.